Hello everybody and welcome to the Overwatch All-Star Trial Week 7. We have a pretty exciting game today, Bulldogs versus the Capybaras, a team who actually haven't met before, and we're going to be joined by Dill, the owner and the founder of the Capybaras.
Hello.
Hello Dill, it's lovely to have you. And so if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Dill. I am the founder of the Capybaras, and I'm the flex support player.
So you've met the Bulldogs before, correct?
Yes, we played a couple weeks ago.
And the result was 3-1 in your favor, and that rounded out on, if I remember correctly, Hollywood.
Yeah, I think that was last map.
Yes. So is it basically the same plan as you had last time, or is there something new in the works? You obviously don't have to give details because they might be listening and you don't want to give the game plan away, but anything up the sleeve?
We just plan to play to our strengths. It's, the same thing we've always done, but we've been practicing a couple different comps for the last couple of weeks, so we're pretty confident in what we have in store.
Oh, well, we are not going to be able to see the new tank just yet. He isn't in this tournament, but what are your thoughts and feelings on Sigma?
I'll be honest, I haven't played him a lot. I don't typically play tank. I've only done my support placements in role queue. But from a support standpoint, it makes Ana a bit harder because he eats everything with his, I guess that's his right click, and then enabling the double barrier tank meta is kind of a pain as well, because being able to get your cooldowns on the enemy is next to impossible.
Well, at least you won't have to worry about that one today. Yeah. You might, however, have to worry about this double shield that we're sometimes seeing from a couple of teams, this Ursa Reinhardt composition. So, do you have something to run against that, or is it just to kind of roll the dice and see what happens?
We're pretty prepared for the double tank, or the double shield tank as well, even if they swap to Ursa Hog, or they play that double tank, or if they play something different. We're confident in being able to deal with it.
Confident and ready, I can take it. 3-1. Surely you were looking to make that a 4-0.
Well, of course.
And is there anything that you're going to come into this matchup differently that you think is going to clinch that the 4-0 nice and clean?
Well, we've practiced all the maps in this series with the players that are actually going to be playing today. We have not had agriculture today, which is the one difference between this week and the last week we played Bulldogs. So that kind of shifted the comps we've practiced and the way we've played maps for the past couple weeks.
So do you have a new DPS then? How long has he been with the team?
He's been with the team since kind of the start of the tournament, but he's always been there to fill if agriculture or Apollo couldn't make it. But we're just as confident with him. He's gotten a lot of practice. Very capable on the DPS role, so I don't think there's going to be any hiccups.
Well, we hope not. Looking forward to the game. I have to say, I've cast you guys before, and you're a team close to my heart. You're actually one of my first teams that I cast with Star Esports.
What an honor. Thank you.
So definitely not biased or anything, because, that's not allowed. That's immoral.
And well, we'll try to make you proud.
Yeah, definitely. Would get me into trouble, but I do have to say I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what exactly you guys are gonna field. And yep. I'm gonna be joined by my co-caster. He's been for 3 months now on the color role, but he's actually getting to hop back into the play-by-play. So, CeeLo, if you want to say hi.
Hey, what's up? I actually had a question real quick for Dill coming into this. So we're not doing the 2-2-2 split right now, but what do you think the impact of everybody when it comes to ladder? They've been playing this 2-2-2 role, and now they're coming into these matches where they don't have that kind of limitation. How do you think that's going to affect your gameplay? Or how does it affect your gameplay, I should ask?
I actually don't think it does at all, because when we've been scrimming, practicing in the same format as the tournament. So when we've been scrimming, we haven't really kept the 2-2-2 lock in mind. The saying is practice how you play. So we've just been practicing, with the 2-2-2 lock not enforced. So, in this format, we feel like we're pretty confident even after playing ladder.
All right. Just wanted to make sure that no one was getting stuck in roles and such.
No, I mean, we brought our DPS on to play DPS. It's how they thrive. It's what they like to do. So everyone's pretty confident in the stuff they're going to be playing today.
All right.
So
Well, I'm
no
excited to see
one's
you guys
locked
bring the
up in
table.
the brick jail.
No one's stuck in Brig Jail. I'll go
I was
willingly.
dancing
but the
around it,
rest
but
of the
that's where I
team
was
is-
going with it.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's stuck in Brig Jail. I'll go willingly if I have to as the flex support, but
Oh, do you enjoy
everyone else.
playing brick then? What are your thoughts on the brick rework if I get to ask that one?
I think it's more fun because you will have a little bit more interaction with like the Rein Zarya on your team. The triple health pack and the fact that it heals over time is pretty neat. So we haven't practiced with the Brig too much, but if I get to play it today, I'll be pretty excited.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing that break. She's playing a little bit more defensively. You can't go quite as aggressively as you used to go, be able to go in those heydays of that GOAT composition.
Right.
And any words for Bulldogs as well? Do you have anything to say to your competition before match starts?
Good luck. We'll let the play speak for itself.
I'm sure if we're asking your team in the next interview after the match whether those words will be different, that will definitely be one to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the match turns out. It'll be fun no matter what. Bulldogs is always a fun team to play.
Well, Capybara is always a fun team to cast.
Well, we'll try to make it fun for you.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in the field. And good luck.
Thank you very much.
So, what I'm sensing, Stella, and actually what I just got told by Dill, is that they're missing their DPS agriculture. They, however, do have a sub who've been they've been playing with for a couple of times, so it's not going to be that kind of disconnect that you sometimes see coming in between substitutions. But agriculture, he really was a stellar DPS for this team.
I know you were telling me earlier about how much you wanted to see if he was going to bring out that FAR that he used last time around, which I haven't gotten to see, so I was really excited. But I guess I'll have to stick around a little bit longer.
Yeah, you'll have to go watch it on YouTube. Actually, we do have the vids on the Star Esports Live official YouTube channel. So if you too want to see what all this hype is about this missing DPS player, and I can promise you it is most definitely worth it. Agriculture is a joy to watch. He got slapped behind the point and then he gets woken up and just barrages straight into the Bulldogs' faces, and they managed to keep a hold of the Hollywood point A because of it.
Sounds like a highlight play right there.
Oh, most definitely. And then we got to interview him afterwards, and he was like, yeah, I was playing out of my mind, and he most certainly was. It will be Li Zhangtao.
Gotta love it when they're humble.
Oh yeah, everyone has to be humble once in a while, but sometimes you get to be like, yeah, that was my play, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I hope that we get to see a lot of those plays today. Huge shout out once again to Dill coming in. It's always nice to see people with good sportsmanship. Here to have fun, play the game, win or lose. You say he's gonna have a great time, and that's what I'm expecting to have.
That is indeed what I'm
stellar matchup.
Expecting to have. What I'm also expecting to see is going to be this May Reaper composition that comes out so much on this map. If you win that first team fight, you set up, you just wall them in, separate and annihilate is what I like to call it.
And that first choke can be so unforgiving. It's so tiny. And if you go up top and you get stuck in the hallway, I mean, against a May and a Reaper, that's a really tough thing to break into. That's something that gave me a lot of trouble back in my latter days. I never really figured out how to break it.
Well, normally you would grab a Lucia, but now that the speed boost has just been nerfed that little bit extra, you can't really just boost your way into the point.
It's going to make things a little bit difficult for our teams, because I am seeing a couple of Mays in those roster. No Reapers. Right now, it looks like we're going to be finding a May Doomfist duo.
Well, it works on paper. You have the May wall, then you have the Doomfist slam that wall with whoever's unlucky body is misfortunate enough to be standing around.
Yeah, it's, Reaper and Doomfist, both characters that excel in those close quarter situations. Looks like, however, the shield take difference might be the decider in the factor here. Shield already getting quite low right there for Bear as the fight begins to ensue. Apollo getting into the backline, going after that Ana, but not able to secure the kill. But a high charge Zarya able to avoid the hook there as Bobby Smiles takes out Yeet at the beginning of the fight. Now it looks like we're seeing Bulldogs have a little bit of a difficulty re-engaging into the situation as Variant grabs that main tank kill. And Moxie, this might be a bit of a stall fight at this point.
This seems like it's going to be a stall fight indeed, and at the moment it's just in favor of Capybara. They have the tick percentage and it's only going up.
These fights can last for so long with these May walls there to mitigate all of this damage. And Apollo with a beautiful kill onto NLS there. Able to swoosh her up into the sky and then punch her into the wall. A little bit of style points there for the Doomfist.
Oh, Doomfist is all about the style play. This is Capybara is now going for that tried and tested May wall. The choke, get one person out. Don't actually manage to catch anybody out though.
But now it's their chance to move in, but Orisa is so slow that can be difficult. They're able to get the wall up, and the Doomfist from the side takes out the Zenyatta, and that's pretty much all she wrote. With that May wall up, there's no way for the rest of the team to get in assistance there. And Dill takes that and uses a coalescence just to really, make a point there.
Well, Apollo comes in like a wrecking ball. He's actually waiting around a corner, so they're gonna know if Bulldogs try to flank. And flank they do, but they do get the Doomfist out early.
That's gonna be big. There's no respawns here as Mercy's on the table. They're able to go into this fight with a 5v6 if they can, get there with speed. But they're taking their sweet time to get there, like you said, with that Lucio nerf. Not much of a speed boost. Ooh, there goes the May wall, walling off the nano boosted Doomfist, but he's able to hip and hop it around. There goes the Meteor Strike, trying to find a couple of people. He's able to find Vexra, but puts himself into a snowball. And in the meantime, Apollo coming from space with another Meteor Strike. He's gonna pretty much wrap this point up. And at 85%, that's rough to come back from.
I mean, you don't normally see the Meteor Strike pick up the multi-kills, but that indeed gets 3 people, so that is quite a rough one to come out from. It is the final fight territory that is just grabbed up in the doorway. They're not going to be able to get past that, surely.
Yeah. That's going to be it for round 1, but that's alright. It was a well-fought round. I've got to say, we got to see a couple of things that I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen a Doomfist as controlling as Apollo on an Overwatch map in a long time. Able to use a lot of different angles there in the beginning, so they never really knew where he was coming from as they got into that initial room.
Well, the Doomfist versus the May, it can go either way. If the Doomfist manages to get the slam onto her and into a wall, the May is gone. But if the May actually manages to turn around and freeze him, then the Doomfist is normally the one who ends up back in the respawn. However, it will be iCubes swapping to the McCree. They know the Doomfist is the problem. They want to flashbang him as soon as he shows his face.
5, 4, 3.
Looks like
they'll go with it here instead.
I think, like you said, Capybaras have a really stellar Pharah play, so I'm not surprised to see them bring in another Pharah onto a map like this with such an open sight lines, except for the small point in the middle.
Well, it's going to be all up to iCubes to try and take this bird out of the sky, and Bobby Smells is just playing so nicely around that tower.
Yeah, Bobby Smiles almost got a massive boop there. I'm not sure how that Zarya and that Ana stayed on the map at that moment. It was absolutely insane. Able to push them apart in a way that was opening things up for Yeet as he went in there onto Bear, which is not what you want sometimes. But this time it was exactly what he needed.
No, that is all blue in the kill feed. So the Bulldogs showing that it's not going to be quite as one-sided and affair as the previous map. And Yeet is actually going to be, I would say, the first to get his ultimate online. 84% to that first Meteor Strike. Barrett is going to be very close behind with that Amplification Matrix. Amplification Matrix is a hugely impactful ultimate. It really can just tip a team fight in your favor.
Yeah, but something I usually don't find very helpful on attacking, but when you're defending the point, you're able to stand your ground and just intensify everything, as Variant's doing right now without the Amplification Matrix, just absolutely killing everything in sight. Apollo not able to find success as he did on point 1. You're seeing a beautiful job here from Doggle, getting those bubbles onto all of Apollo's targets in this points case.
Well, Apollo doesn't really have that approach from anywhere angle that he had on the previous map. There's so much open space, the Doomfist gets spotted out almost immediately.
No one can hide.
Right now, it looks like the Capybaras are having a little bit of difficulty figuring out how they want to engage this next fight. Keep kind of dancing forward to the bridge and then popping back. Bobby Smiles off of the fire onto the Sombra. But they are giving up a lot of ult charge.
Who would the hack target be? I would say Varret, because they must know that the Batiste has that amplification matrix up, but Apollo actually goes off the side. That's going to be pushed all out, surely.
Yeah, he was trying to get back to his team, and he used the slam, and it did not get across the bridge. Meanwhile, ALS Striker getting into dangerous positioning there as that Primal Raging Winston looks to knock him off of the map, but a beautiful sleep dart comes out from Dill to go ahead and put that monkey to sleep and finish off this push. 95% on the ticker, and it's going to be a pretty easy take here as it's just Apollo and Vexer on the point. Apollo going to go ahead and go down to that swinging Reinhardt, and that's all she wrote. As we're going to move into point B, this will definitely still be a take. Oh, nope, we got a couple of ults going off. There goes the Diva Bomb. But the kills, however, are still madly in favor of the Bulldogs. Capybara is just really stalling out the inevitable at this moment.
Yeah, I would say at this point, just kind of accept your defeat. There's no way you're coming back from that one. The Immortality Field is out on the point. No one's dealing with it. You have no ultimates to your name. Just give up and go quietly into the next map.
But I am loving what I'm seeing, you know, after hearing about the recent game where the results were a little bit favored to one team. Now we're going into it, and both of these guys are swinging for the fences.
They most definitely are. Bulldogs are really out for blood. You get the sort of feeling that they've been practicing for this one.
Okay, it's a revenge game.
It is.
They got
It's the
blown.
redemption arc.
5,
Everybody loves the underdog, and Bulldogs, they're literally dogs. So they've got some fan favoritism there, I would say.
Well, we'll see what they're able to do here. They're going to keep the composition that they ran with last time, but we're seeing a couple of switches on the other side.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's gonna stick with this Reinhardt. You don't see the Reinhardt every day. He's kind of fallen out of favor and been replaced by this Orisa, but apparently this is still meta. Zarya, Reinhardt, always been a power duo.
They have. And now we're going to see if there's going to be an initiation. The control point has opened. There's the contest right there from NLS Strike. Where high charge Zarya is coming straight in. He's able to get it with a beautiful immortality field coming out from Variat there to keep his team alive throughout the fight. Vexer's able to take that out as the Doomfist gets in, and Yeet says yeehaw, taking out Bobby Smiles there over on the corner, and an easy box out here. As we're going to see the Capybaras once again lose first control to the Bulldogs.
Well, they lose Bear in that fight first, and without a main tank, surely you would think, okay, don't go in 5 versus 6, especially don't go in 5 versus 6 without a main tank, but they push in, and they pay for that one daily. Bulldogs get so much ultimate charge. Variat has this amplification matrix out, and the point hasn't even hit 20%.
It's going to be a very difficult thing to push into, and this point being so boxy, those amplification matrix take up one doorway. You have so many sightlines and damage opportunities there.
Yeah, you don't even have to wait for the doorway, you just drop it around the corner. The Immortality Field is already out early.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. They're going to go ahead and try and couple it back with the Dragons coming out, and the Shatter does get blocked by Bear, so he'll be able to have a Shatter of his own pretty soon as the Graviton does get used by Doggle, as well as the Nano Boost. We're seeing all ults come off board here for the Bulldogs. The only thing they're going to have left in their pockets is that Deadeye with I-Cubes. They will win the fight, however, and they do get out 2 ultimates. But, Moxie, do you think that was worth it? 5 ults for 2 and a little bit of control percentage?
I really don't think that was worth it. I really don't. They're going to be regretting that one, I'm sure. You could have won that, I would say, just with Amplification Matrix. Maybe put the Grav in. But Amplification Matrix charges fast, you get it back quick. Grav, not so much. iCubes does have Deadeye, but Bear has the shield. What are you going to do? If you manage to break through that, Bobby has that wall.
Guess we're going to see what's going to happen. But first things first, though, they're going to have to figure out what to do with Yeet playing around on this high ground. He's been able to take out one of their members immediately as they're trying to push. There he goes again, taking out Apollo. First it was Bobby Smiles, now it's Apollo. There's no time to wait. There goes the Blizzard. They've got to get to the point. Deadeye does get Dill, and they have that immortality for a little bit of extra oomph. But they are outnumbered and outgunned on the point as they try to get there. They're just
I
gonna
don't
die
think
off one
Pear's
by
even
one.
gonna be able to use the shadow. He's just backing away with his shield up.
Victory.
Well, Bulldogs coming in strong, putting their foot down and saying this is not gonna go like it did last time. Y'all better saddle up, because we've got a rodeo.
I mean, Yeet is most definitely in discussion for MVP right now. Capybara said that they were prepared for pretty much anything that Bulldogs would throw at them, but I don't think they've got a Sombra in their pocket, because that's immediately how you try and counter a Doomfist, and we're not seeing it come out from their hero style pool.
Well, maybe they'll surprise us on the next map. We'll see what happens, and if not, you know, if Bulldogs found the golden gun, good on them. Beautiful job by Variet. 22 defensive assists in that last match. That's about 56%.
But he's just such a highly impactful support right now. He puts down so much healing. You can keep everybody alive through all of the ults that you just get thrown at your face.
Yeah, that immortality field has ruined many a comp game for me. But you know
Oh.
what? That's how it goes in gold, you know.
Well, I can tell you now, plat/low diamond ain't much better. Like, don't worry, you still get diva bombs just completely destroyed by immortality fields.
Every time that
it's
happens,
awful.
I ask myself how.
Except I get to be the one smiling because I'm the Batiste who throws the first kill. I'm the support main. I'll put my hands up now. It's true, Stylo.
Yup.
Well, it will
Feels
be
like-
Hanamura. And
Ooh,
do you think
I
we're
love
going to
this
see
map.
the Doomfist come out?
You know, I think it's an 80-20. I think we do. I think if we see if we don't see a Doomfist, I think we see a Pharah, just because on that first point, similar to how Mei is currently all over the place, because just her ability to shut off you from the rest of your team is absolutely crucial. You need heroes like Pharah, like Doomfist, that can jump up and then go over and then still be active in the fight when that happens. And that top left side on Hanamura is fantastic for Doomfist.
Oh, most definitely. You can really get around punching up the walls, the rock as well. You can do that jump up and slam, similar to how you can do the Moira super jump if you fade up and over it. There's some really nice tech that's aimed to just get those really high skill ceilings reaching a little bit further.
Which I love. That's actually one of my favorite things about Sigma right now, is that he's a tank that really pushes a lot of tank players to heighten their game sense and get their blood flowing a little bit more. He's difficult to play.
It's most definitely difficult to play, but easy to hit, being one of, if not the tallest hero in the Overwatch pool currently. However, Sigma, unfortunately, not allowed in this tournament, so no Sigma play. It will just be the normal tanks that we get to see, the Orisa, the Reinhardt, sometimes the Hammond, you know.
Sometimes a Hammond.
Just throw a curveball! You know? And if you can't find a curveball, settle for a giant hamster ball. That's sick.
Silver hamster. All right.
Yeah, you know, hamsters are scary things, Stilo. You know, you chuck one of those at someone's face. Oof, it gets hairy.
I'll believe you.
Have you never tried keeping a hamster? Those things are all over the place.
I haven't, man. We have gerbils a lot, but you know, haven't had a lot of access to hamsters.
Well, it's gonna be Bobby Smiles on the Sombra. Yeet is indeed gonna be with the Doomfist, so you do get your 80-20 prediction.
There we go. Ooh. Bobby's gonna go ahead and go hunting for those supports on that Sombra. He's scouting out everything, making sure that he knows where everybody is, what everybody's doing. But in the meantime, Doggle has already become an extremely high charge Zarya, already up there at 92% now. As IceCubes does get hacked on the Mei, able to survive, however, and the push gets pushed right on back as Variat gets that crucial kill on the Bear.
Yeah, both of these Zaryas currently having the blow touch of mass destruction out and around. Bobby hasn't really been able to do much work on this Sombra, only 25% to an EMP, and you have to question why, because the support lineup He gets
Oh, he got
slapped.
slapped in the
That's
back.
why.
Oh, Varian's charging up the balls. Oh, there he goes. That's
Oh,
the
and the
end of
kick is
story
all for
right
good
there.
measure, just to send the Sombra back to spawn. You know that. Send Yat away. Boot in the face.
And you know, I think that's why Bobby's not able to really get these hacks off, is you're seeing both Short Matt and Variant take really good care of each other there in the back line.
You like to see it supporting each other, and they do actually start to move up now that the team are pushing on the stragglers.
Oh no. Yeet gets hacked there. Oh, almost able to make it out, but he's gonna go ahead and go down, and that could be huge. Bobby Smiles and the rest of the team able to push forward now with a little bit of gusto, as they do have an upper hand. There go the Dragons. It cuts off NLS from the rest of the team. He's gonna throw down the Shatter, and he's gonna get everyone! A single fire strike gets 3!
Oh, they were all on the ground. That was essentially fight 1 off the back of Shatter and Nano. You still have Grab, you still have Transcendence, you're gonna have a Blizzard pretty quickly, and you still got your Meteor Strike. If you combine the Grab with the Meteor Strike, we've seen Yeet get multi-kills. He's gonna get even more multi-kills.
Man, that was fantastic. You know, I thought that the Capybaras had it right there when they got themselves an early kill and they were gonna push in. The NLS strike came in big with that Shatter.
Absolutely huge. Bobby still trying to find this EMP, just not quite managing to get that final ultimate percentage. Vectra does have the Sign Barrier. Bear has got his Shadow. He's going to be looking for one, but Striker is also going to be looking for that one to just go straight into his shield.
Well, that was a beautiful move right there by Yeet, getting everybody up into the sky. It looks like Doggo's looking for the Graviton. There it goes. We have Yeet going for a Meteor Strike. Is he going to be in the air long enough? No, the Sound Barrier able to keep everybody alive, so everyone's pretty much full health as a big Shatter comes in, but a Transcendence to save. So it's not going to be that bad for them. They will lose Yeet, as he was off on his own and not in that Shatter. Doggo does get hacked off by Bobby Smiles, who now has that EMP, but is mighty low on health. Apollo's Dragons onto the point, looking to find themselves a couple of kills, but it's Hot Dish once again with that final kill with the beam. Doggo, the high charge Zarya, trying to work up a second grab for the rest of this fight. Short Matt does have that nano boost. Whilst he wants to use it, he's going to get taken out, however, by Hot Dish once again. And that's going to look like a one fight for the Capybaras. Only 30 seconds left. Took him quite a while to get there.
Well, Yeet has decided that it still isn't game over. He just flies straight onto that point. Eats himself right in there, and he'll be sent back to spawn the hard way.
I mean, it is his namesake.
Yeah, you know, you have to stay true to your name, you know. Never judge a book by its cover unless you're Yeet because you're named that way. Bobby Smells does have this EMP, so they're going to be looking for the snowball onto point B.
He is able to translocate out of that Blizzard. Good defensive move coming in from Cubes, but a little bit misplaced. Dill actually coming up with a couple of kills. Flex support indeed, as he puts himself into the kill feed there. Short Matt as well, returning the favor, saying, you know what, I can be a DPS Ana as well. Doggo getting taken out by Apollo there at the front of the point, and this brawl just will not end. Respawns, however, will be in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's getting scrappy for the Capybaras, and you know you've lost a couple of people. The respawns are coming in for the Bulldogs. This is when start getting out of dodge, and they do exactly that. They're gripping up. They're waiting for the push being when they throw in this Grab Dragon EMP combo. However, Bulldogs are looking for a grab of their own.
Well, if the Capybaras want to use this dragon to finish the fight, they need to do it before Varia gets that Transcendence back online.
That they do. He is a ways away from those, so they do have just a little bit of time to just chill, try and make sure that they group up and go up the stairs. And that is a huge
here we
EMP.
go. They know
Gets
what's gonna happen. The
5.
EMP comes through, but they separate. They're able to keep a couple of people alive. The Shatter comes through. It does find Vectra, but kills are definitely in favor of the Capybaras at this moment as their Reinhardt gets hacked out. NLS not able to do much, but the Nano Boost coming in from Short Matt to save his life, but the Shatter puts him on the ground. Even though there's a Discord, there's a Nano Boost as well for Bear as he begins to tear through the enemy team, looking for the kill on an NLS Striker, but the double pocket is keeping him alive. And now they've got that Graviton coming out. Doggle has a Graviton for himself if he needs it, but it's not looking like he will.
And Yeet just goes into the backline and harasses Dill so he can't heal any of his team through all of that engagement.
You know, as somebody who plays a lot of Ana, Doomfists are annoying.
Doomfists are the bane of every Ana's existence. if you don't get the sleep dart off, if you don't manage to get the anti-nade off, you are essentially dog food.
60 seconds remaining.
Speaking of that Doomfist, Yeet has that Meteor Strike, but more importantly, he has Secrecy on his side. He's in the back. He finds Apollo on the Hanzo, puts him out on his own. Apollo into the wall, and there he goes with an easy kill to kick things off, using that Meteor Strike to put in a little bit of extra damage. But Hot Dish is ready with the hook. But are they ready for the IQs? The Reaper from on high. Coming in from the back line, he's going to find Dill on his own, but Dill's going to get the sleep dart onto Cubes, and that's absolutely fantastic, putting that Reaper to sleep in the back of the line. Now the Hot Dog as well, the Hot Roadhog, I should say. Hot Dish sleep there on the side of the point. Finally going to get woken up and tied, and then taken out of the fight. Another hold for the Bulldogs.
Oh, they still have ultimates, Stilo. They still have ultimates to hold on to this. Vectra did manage to keep a hold of that sign barrier, but Bobby Smiles is actually onto the Tracer. They know that they have to get into the point and into it fast if they want to try and touch for overtime bar.
Yeah, but right now, Doggle's going, remember that Graviton you threw at me to end the beginning of Legion Tower? Well, I've got one waiting for you. He's holding that Graviton until it's absolutely crucial, but is he going to need it? I don't know. Everyone's down on the point on the bridge after a huge shatter coming out from NLS, and person after person, the kill feed fills blue as the Bulldogs go ahead and get a full hold on point B.
It's a completely different team. The Bulldogs, they seem so much put together. They have got this grip on the ultimate economy. They know exactly what to do, and I would say it's all centered around Yeet. He goes in, he gets into the back line, or he gets into the front line, he gets the early pickoff, and then his team are fighting 6 versus 5.
Yeah, Moxie, Yeet is really, really making that argument for the MVP.
Oh, most definitely. He is by far the most impressive player that we've seen, I would say. And I think it's fair to say, because he's been going in, he's been getting the picks, he's tipping the scales, and it lets the Bulldogs just have such an advantage over the Capybaras.
And, just keeping on the track of, sticking with Yeet and his Doomfist, you threw Bobby Smiles into the equation on the Sombra, and you had some success there. You had a lot of trouble getting into a position where you could get reliable hacks there in the beginning. But when it came to point B, was pretty crucial in what progressive pushes that they had. But Yeet's still able to just run amok as much as he likes. Do you keep Bobby on the Sombra on defense just in case that Doomfist comes out?
Well, they had him on the McCree for just a little bit, to the point where Yeet did actually get taken down by thanks to a little bit of a flashbang and then the follow-up of the Roadhog. But the way that he played Sombra, you do see the Sombras just go in and try to farm the supports on the enemy side, but you could also argue that maybe the Sombra would have been better equipped sticking around their supports, their own line, just to make sure that as soon as Yeet showed his face, he was hacked up and unable to escape.
Well, looks like we're going to see the tried and true bunker composition coming out.
Yeah, Bobby Smiles is going to be not on the Sombra, not on the McCree. He is going to be on the Omnic. It is the Bastion pick.
Yep, and a cheeky positioning here, able to jump up onto the stairs, shoot through the windows, and effective. But look at this beautiful push. They're up on the high ground. They've dropped down now below everything, and now they're going to go ahead and throw themselves into the fray. There goes the Reinhardt pin, able to find the Bastion, but the Immortality Field is up, quickly taken out by Doggos, but it's not taken out quick enough. Hot Dish and Apollo are both able to grab a couple of kills as Yeet and Doggos try to even things out. If they can get a D-suit onto Hot Dish, it could be huge, but the Bastion is rezzed up by Dill, and that's going to mean the end of the fight unless they can get him out as well. But it's not looking like that's going to happen as Bobby Smiles puts a couple more pins in his pin cushion there.
Yeah, Hot Dish going to launch himself off the side, just trying to get the mech back faster as the Diva. You can fly over that nice little flanking route that you have to sometimes jump over. That's again going for the same approach.
Yeah, the only issue with that defense there, that move was now you've given all of the advantage to the Bulldogs. They have that sim. You're going to have a difficult time getting back on point. You can't even get that res off in time. NLS is going to get taken out. There are dragons on point, but it's not going to be enough. The defense will be able, or will not, be able to hold Apollo there, the final one. He tried. He got 3 kills.
He did his part. He's currently in the team comms going, okay, I got a free kick. What more do you need me to do? Well,
What are y'all
I mean,
doing?
he could have held on to those dragons, and I hate to say it because now what are they gonna have to try and defend from this snowball? They do have Vextra with this amplification matrix. Hot Dish is quickly approaching the Diva Bomb, but Striker is just gonna hold that Reinhardt shield up, and everybody on the Bulldog side is just gonna be right safe and snug behind it.
Oh, beautiful shield placement there from Cubes as they enter into the point, just completely walling off the high ground, and oh! They didn't drop quick enough!
Nobody touched.
Bulldogs making a bold statement on Hanamura.
I mean, you hate to see it, but you also kind of love to as well. It's like watching a train wreck. You can see it happening, you can't look away.
I am slightly speechless at this moment.
It happens!
It does,
get-
no, it does. But,
You get it
know,
bold.
every time it happens,
I'm sure
it
it's
knocks the
happened
wind
to
out of me.
you.
Every time it happens, even to me, like even when I do it to other teams, it knocks the wind out of me for a second.
You're left a little bit shell-shocked and go, wait, that worked?
Yeah. There's C9, and then there's what's the point?
Then there's what is point? Where do I go? What direction? I can't get out of spawn is essentially what just happened.
Yeah. You're sitting there going, what else do they have? And all you hear is ding. Game over.
Yeah, you're sitting there playing, I don't know, Go Fish, apparently not Overwatch.
Well, right now the Capybaras, they've got to be a little shaken at this point. You know, they come into Lijiang Tower, fair fight, but they lose, and then now they get full hold on the second point, and to lose it in that manner, that's a shaking way to do that.
That is most definitely a kind of knock to the confidence, a major knock to the confidence. That's not so much a kind of gentle breeze pushing you down, that is full-blown tsunami that you're trying to fight the way through. We're heading off to Australia. So they'll be fighting for some radiation poisoning. And apparently, as my former co-caster likes to say, tinnitus, because apparently there's so much rust around the place that everything you touch will just guarantee that you get that one.
You know, I'm not going to dispute that because I have seen the color palette of the construction materials of Junkertown, and I would agree.
Yeah, it's definitely violating some health and code safeties.
But I mean, the Junker Queen is trying to keep Roadhog and Junkrat out, so they do have some sort of health standards.
Yeah, the Junker Queen is apparently too embarrassed to show her face though, because we've been promised it for a while, but still not really anything other than that poster and ever elusive glimpse of that weapon next to the throne.
Jeff.
Are you a Junker Queen fan then, hoping that she's going to be the next hero?
You know, I may not be, but you know, the whole point is, I want more heroes. You know, just give them all to me. I want Junk Queen. I want Jetpack Cat. You know, I want all of them.
Well, Jetpack Cat, you've already got. Remember, you have the little Easter egg with the Brigitte mug, where if you turn it around, it's got the Jetpack Cat on the back.
I guess. But I want to be able to play a cat with Jetpack.
Well, I'm sure workshop mode can arrange something. You might have to settle for a hamster with a jetpack, but I'm sure that's close enough. They both have tail and ears and fuzz, so.
Well, I am really excited though for Junkertown because I would like to see the Widowmakers. We got to see them for like 2 seconds on Lijiang Tower, and Widowmaker is something that in the not 222 block kind of got lost for a little while.
Well, when you're Widowmaker and you're going into goats, what do you shoot at? There's pretty much nothing that you can shoot at. There's the Diva Matrix, which is just going to eat the shots. There's the Rain Shield, which is going to block the shots. There's the Zenyatta, who is apparently going to be able to 1v1 you because too many people have been watching Jonak.
Yeah.
And you know how embarrassing it is to lose as a Widowmaker to a walking tin can with balls around his head that sometimes float.
My favorite is being able to win the Ana Widowmaker battles, because those are just the creme de la creme of support versus DPS.
Oh yes, I've maybe clipped more than my fair share of Widowmaker 1v1s coming out on the top as Anna.
Hey, you know, it's a vengeance thing. You took my eye, I take your life. That's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? An eye for a life, that's what the saying is, right?
That
That's what it
works
was.
out, right? That evens things out. It's a
An
fair
eye for
trade.
a life and a man can feed himself for life, something like that.
Well, we'll have to wait and see whether it will be the Widowmaker matchup. See, I do enjoy seeing the Widowmakers, but I like my bastions. I like my pirate ships to set sail out of the
You
spawn
like
doors in
bastion?
Junker time.
Ooh.
Ready for battle.
Me and pirate ships do not get along.
Oh.
Mainly because I get seasick, but also because I'm just not. I don't know. For some, like as a support, I feel like playing with a pirate ship can get stagnant.
That it can, unless you're the Batiste, because then you just get to put that immortality field down and be the fawn in everybody's side and feel so smug. And that will be exactly what Vextra will be doing, playing the Batiste, feeling extremely smug when he manages to block out all of essentially what is a transcendence in your pocket.
And it looks like we're gonna be playing a little bit of pulled pork here,
2, 1.
coming out from
Attackers incoming.
from the Bulldogs. Running
Yeah,
that Arista
a little bit of the
composition.
jerky gonna be coming out with that
Oh,
halt
both
hook
sides actually.
combination. Yeah, both teams, but that is a very aggressive May. Bobby Smells and over the top.
And an aggressive Anna nade to accompany it. They do get the hook there onto the Bobby Smiles, but it's not going to do much. They didn't notice it until it was too late. Yeet able to take out Apollo there in the backline, but Apollo had already gotten himself a couple of kills as well as a couple of assists. Doggle getting the hook onto the opposing Roadhog, but a beautiful shield comes in there from there. That's exactly what you want to see here on this point with Orisa, using that shield, slowly progressing your team forward, just like Apollo is doing in the kill feed, and Variet as well, evening things out now in a 5v5, so neither team going to be giving an inch here. Looking to get themselves a couple of crucial kills. There's the May wall to get Doggle into trouble, and he's going to get taken out. That's going to be difficult now to 5v4, but Cubes and Yeet have decided to go ahead and sweep up the street as they get Bobby Smiles there alone on the side. He's going to grab his pound of skin, though. He's going to take Variet with him. They're going to be able to hold the defense.
Yeah, Capybaras, they did a very weird thing where they kind of played two on the fence. They didn't go aggressively, which is what they should have done if they wanted to commit, and they didn't altogether pull out, which is why they get cleaned up.
Ooh, and Hot Dish, beautiful hook off of the halt there onto Yeet. Yeet's gonna get sent back to spawn. They do have a nano whole hog in the boot if they wish to use it. Never mind, the whole hog just got taken out of the equation as the dragon begins to tear through the environment, looking for kill onto NLS, but not able to get that final bit of damage as Cubes does get sectioned off there on the side. And now just one by one, we're going to see the Capybaras move on through point A, probably. I don't think we're going to be seeing any sort of contest here from the opposing team.
They do have Yeet over the top, so I think they're looking to just jump down on this payload. He's very close to that dragon. And Bobby Smiles, he actually waits a little bit too long on the Blizzard. Variet has the Transcendence up, so you have to try and take the Zenyatta out if you want that ultimate to have any impact whatsoever.
And there's Yeet being a cheeky little Hanzo in the back line, able to get that Storm Arrow off, trying to get a kill onto Hot Dish, but really just able to farm up exactly what he needed in order to get that Dragon Strike online. There goes the whole hog from Hot Dish, and the Dragons are coming back from behind, and Hot Dish doesn't see it. The Immortality Field does come out, however, to save the rest of the team, and the Nano Boost as well. And they do get a hook there onto Bear as he gets anti as well, but then Orisa able to stay up. Beautiful shield placement. Just as I say it, she dies.
That's the caster curse.
It is. It is.
I think
But
Bear
the
is gonna be
payload-
blaming you for that one.
That's fine. He can blame me for that because his payload is still moving along. Bobby dropping down and forcing out a very, very late Transcendence there from Variet. You know, it was not necessarily necessary in my mind as Q comes in now with the beautiful Deadeye taking out two. And the defense will hold there for the Bulldogs. The Capybaras once again finding themselves in a tricky situation.
Well, if the Transcendence was a mistake, then Cubes was definitely the eraser, just rubbing that one away with the Deadeye. Beautiful one, picks up 2. However, because Variant pulled the trigger on that ultimate, it means that he's not going to have it up to combat what the Capybaras are going to be coming in with. Shotmat can decide to nano someone, it will probably be Doggo. Either that or the Orisa, but that's only going to keep one person up, and you have 5 other players on your team.
Here we go. It looks like the snowball gonna be going into the middle there. Gonna go ahead and grab 3. The dragon's coming in for a little bit of damage. Gonna grab 4. And if I'm counting correctly, that means the payload is moving. Yeet there, able to find 1 kill there at the very end, but it really is just a consolation prize. And it looks like Short Matt barely able to get away with his life there.
Hot Dish taking a nice well-deserved nap as the payload rolls on through. I don't think there's going to be any contested. That will be point B picked up. Surely if you're the Capybaras, you know how much trouble Yeet has posed on this Doomfist. This is when you want to swap off. You've used the Blizzard. I know Mei can be powerful, but so can a Sombra, so can a McCree.
Not to mention that you can get that ultimate up a little bit quicker with both Sombra and McCree, and your utility can get shared across the team, whereas the Mei, when it comes between you and the Doomfist, you have to focus on it.
You do indeed, and that means that you're essentially fighting 5 versus 6 because the Doomfist is in your backline!
The Supercharger, however, is going to go and to make sure the Doomfist can't get that final kill, but a beautiful hook comes in. The Dragons to boot. They are going to get a Mei wall to get Doggle off, and he is going to be the first kill of this fight, as this payload has not really stopped for more than just a couple of seconds going in through this 3rd phase.
Yeah, Yeet as well looks like he's about to get picked off.
Yeah.
So yeah, there he goes in the kill feed now. Apollo taking a nice little nap after that one.
Yep, taking a nap on the fan blade, taking a spin, if you will. The kills, however, are still coming through for the Capybaras. They seem to have found their stride here on Junkertown. A high noon from Cubes gets cut short by Apollo right there at the very end. Beautiful immortality field once again from Vextra. Absolutely impeccable placement here of these lamps. Has that amplification matrix for when they'd like to drive it home, and it seems like they've said, all right, turn on the car. We're ahead now. There go the Dragons and the whole hog. They are really trying to finish this map and finish it quick. Cubes comes back on a fair out a little bit at the very end there, but not going to be able to contest.
Capybaras showing that they still have some signs of life in them, yet this was the team that I've seen play before. This was most definitely the Capybaras finally just waking up to whatever the Bulldogs have been using to just sedate them.
Do you think the fact that Yeet had a little bit of difficulty on the Hanzo maybe in the beginning, on the first point, not able to play that Doomfist as much, not able to get his feet on the ground?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he did swap to that the Doomfist towards the end of that map, but he's still not really able to find much because as soon as he shows up, he's instantly focused by the Hanzo, who goes into the 1 versus 1 and just stays well enough away from the Doomfist that the arrows can connect, but the fists can't.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you are playing DPS and you're having trouble with the Doomfist, go Hanzo. Used to be a meme, now he's
Hanzo is not a good Doomfist counter normally.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the best Doomfist counter. If you ever want to counter a Doomfist, it will always be the 2, either Sombra or McCree. Hanzo only works if you can hit your shots, if you know your cooldown so that you know when you can dash, if you manage to get up the right walls, and if you have your team's full support behind you.
And that's why these players are impressive.
Yeah, with Sombra, you don't need to worry about support. You don't need to worry about the fist connecting. You just have to get the hack off, and with McCree, you just have to flashbang him.
Attackers incoming.
So it looks like instead of going for a Sombra or a Mei or a McCree, they're going to go for a double sniper composition on the defense, and Cubes already putting a dent in that solution with that early kill onto Apollo, so now it's a single sniper.
That it is, and no mercy either, so no res. Yeet is already up onto this high ground that you sometimes see the defenders set up onto. He's looking for the Batiste. Vectra doesn't actually know that he's there!
Oh! Barely misses the crates. Almost gets that kill onto the Baptiste, but does get the immortality field out preemptively in the fight. Able to find the Ana in the backline, and Yeet grabs it another one there as he takes Dill out of the fight. Now it's just a Roadhog and a Baptiste trying to stop a big cart of money. And it looks like that gold is going to keep on rolling. And they're setting a better pace than the Capybaras did.
That they are, and it's a tale of two snipers at the moment, Stilo. If you look at this ult charge, iCubes is on that 75%. Bobby smiles, he's actually missing what Cubes is. 27% for that particular Widowmaker. You know, if they combined together, they'd make the one ultimate Widow.
Well, I don't think they're currently in favor of playing for the same team. We'll see. We'll have to talk to their agents afterwards and see if that's something we can get arranged.
Oh, Yeet again, such a pain in this backline, and Capybara's the solution is apparently just to swap Bobby onto this Mei, but it hasn't worked for them in the past, and I don't think it's working for them particularly well now.
Yep, and there go the the eyes from Cubes there, so now I know exactly where everybody is in this fight as he tries to get a cheeky positioning, but it looks like he hit the side of the building as he initiated, and it kind of stopped his momentum, so he's not able to really get in there for the kills. But Cube says, you know what, I don't have to get in there for the kills. I can just shoot him in the face, and it's going to be the end of it. Grabs himself a couple and opens the door for the Bulldogs.
And that nano is just going to be the final nail in the Capybara's coffin. This is Bulldogs taking point B so quickly. They're trying to combat Yeet, but that means that there's no one left to try and keep Cubes from hitting those heads.
Yeah, at the current moment, he's basically requiring the attention of both supports and a DPS.
Well, that's what you want from your DPS, to pull the attention of not just one, but multiple of the enemy.
Well, you can pull attention, or you can just kill him. And that's what Yeet's been doing all game. Uses the Meteor Strike just to get back to point.
You do see it. It's like a sort of get-out-of-jail-free card for Doomfists. You don't have to worry about the follow-up, because you can just yeet yourself right on out of there.
Right now, the Bulldogs setting an alarming pace here on Junktown as iCubes decides to go ahead and keep momentum going, paired with Yeet. These two have created an unstoppable duo of backline, frontline damage. Looks like a lot of ults are being used right now by the Capybaras to try and get a hold here. NLS will go down. Doggles and Cubes both have their ultimates available. Cubes gonna go ahead and use those sights. Doggles still has that Graviton. Most likely going to see that held for a little bit longer, at least until Striker can get back into the fight. But Yeet is going to be unrelenting in this backline, keeping healers and DPS alike trapped at spawn.
And Doggle has this grab as well. Shotma with the nano, we're probably going to see the grab get put in. Although they'll probably wait till after the Blizzard. The Immortality Field is keeping them all alive.
Oh, that was rude. Nice hook coming in from Hot Dish there to put NLS into the fray of that snowball. But still, Bulldogs hold on. The Capybaras have not been able to definitively end this fight.
No, and Doggle still has this grab. Striker has managed to build up a shadow. He's waiting for it now.
Striker able to bring down two with that shatter right there. We still have an available Graviton from Doggle. He's running forward to use it. There goes Amplification Matrices from both sides, but the kills are only coming through for the Bulldogs at this moment. Apollo able to get the kill on the IQ, so he now gives himself a little bit more freedom on that Widowmaker, but there's just not a lot of space. Those are a lot of close range shots. And there's the Graviton from Dongle. NLS has the nano boost, but he's also anti. He's able to live through it, survive through, grab a couple of kills, and push on. Hot Dish getting punched out of that whole hog by Yeet, once again pulling his weight and then some on this Doomfist. Not able to stay alive, however, still has an ample health bank as he is getting bullied and pushed and prodded by the enemy team. Shortmat, the one to put himself into the kill feed here at the end, but it's just a matter of time before we see these teams take at the map again.
Oh, I mean, Capybaras did do a good job of stalling Bulldogs to that 2-minute 59. If you were going by the point A and point B push, then they should have had that with over 3 minutes clock.
Definitely a stellar defense, especially that Hot Dish at the very end there. Able to just jump and play hopscotch with the payload, mitigating damage left and right, and able to keep himself alive long enough for his supports to get back twice.
Well, Roadhog is just a bundle of self-sustain. He has his take a breather. He's so annoying to pin down. You can punch him into a wall, but he'll just get right back up. As we saw Yeet experience that unfortunate happenstance. It's not often that a Doomfist punches someone into a wall and they stand back up, but it happens occasionally if you're a tank.
I always hated punching into a Zarya that bubbled just right, because then just nothing happens.
That's
You
the painful
just kind of
one.
like stand there looking at a 40% charge Zarya, like, oh, how was your day?
Yeah,
Hope it was good.
I'm here with pizza. I'm the delivery guy. You ordered a pepperoni, right? Cool. I'll drop this off and be right out
You
of
pull
here.
the whole like, ha! Oh, wrong person. My bad. I'm gonna go back home.
It's like you do the Shining moment where you're like, here's Johnny, and then you go, oh no, wait, wrong door. Sorry.
Debated.
Well, Yeet is actually going to be on this Hanzo, so I think the Capybaras are going to be braving a big sigh of relief on that one.
They're gonna have Apollo, who has proven himself not. I wouldn't call him the better. Well, I wasn't gonna call him the better Hanzo, but he gets the better of Yeet there in the cross map 1v1. Goes ahead and Sonic arrows his forehead.
Just click heads, forehead. That's the motto of every DPS player ever.
Just look, however, the kills are going to be coming in for the Capybaras. They do have the Mercy this time, so they're able to get the res there onto Bobby Smiles, bringing him back into the mix. Apollo with a beautiful cross-map kill there onto Variot, and picking it up once again onto Doggle, going ahead and making himself his own claim to fame and possibly an MVP trophy. Looking to see what he can get. Steal it away from Yeet if possible. There's a
Yeet is
uphill
going to
battle
be
here.
looking to keep a hold of that one because he's actually back onto the Doomfist, so the Capybaras are probably going to be a little bit scared of that one, shaking behind the payload as the Bulldogs make their next approach. They haven't spotted out Hot Dish behind them.
Oh, but Hot Dish misses the hook. That's crucial for that kind of secret Roadhog maneuver, but Apollo says, yo, Hot Dish, I got you, and throws in those dragons from afar. Hot Dish looking to finish things off here on the whole hog, making sure that Striker cannot get anywhere near the point as Apollo goes ahead and takes a nap right here. He needs to be, rejuvenized as they go into this overtime push coming up.
Yeah, Schmadas need that beauty sleep, especially if they're about to meet a Yeet.
Apollo getting dangerously low.
Dangerously dead. Yeet manages to pick that one up. He's actually not going to stick around, so the res is coming in.
All Yeet who enter, be warned.
Oh yeah, Yeet is just up on the high ground again, waiting to see who is going to meet the end of his fist.
Oh, beautiful shatter from behind from Striker, but the Blizzard to counter, along with the Dragons, and once again, I'm sorry, did somebody say Battle Mercy? Because Dill definitely said it, grabbing himself a couple of kills on that Valkyrie.
I mean, if they're frozen up and you're in Valk and you have infinite ammo, you're not gonna not take advantage of the situation. You're gonna take the kills where you
look
can
at
get
that,
them.
and the res at the end, just for a little bit of consolation.
Yeet still behind them.
The payload has
Yeet is
Not gonna
waiting right above their heads. They know he's
But they know he's there, yeah. They're gonna send Apollo up.
No,
Apollo's like,
Apollo's
I don't
gonna
want to do
miss
it. I don't want to
his
do it.
time.
I don't want to go in the hallway with the Doomfist.
They finally get him. Apollo gets a little bit of revenge. However, it's the overtime bar, and if you look at the Bulldogs ultimates, they do have this grab. They can just pull everybody off the card if they so choose. However, I think they'll be waiting just a little bit longer to pull that particular trigger.
They're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. As Hot Dish gets that kill onto Doggle, and the issue is also Bear would still be able to get back to the point for that continued contest for that overtime if they don't grab it just right. Orisa
they're gonna
hitbox
have to-
a lot bigger than you think it is.
They're gonna have to bait that Fortify out of the Orisa in the hopes that it will be on the cooldown. Vector does have the sign barrier, so that will keep all of his team topped up and alive.
So there they go. They go ahead and use the grab right on point, looking to pair it with this Meteor Strike. Anti-nade is absolutely crucial here as Bobby Smiles can't get that health back up. He's gonna grab himself 2, and the overtime ticker ticks out.
I don't know why teams are sort of thinking that Mei is this counter to Doomfist.
5.
Because she's not the sure counter.
Every hero except Sombra, in my opinion, that I hear is it kind of like when I play support and there's a Doomfist, everyone's like, well, just go Anna. And I'm like, well, with Anna, and it's the same thing with Mei. If you miss that sleep dart, if you don't hit that nade just right, the Doomfist has so much more wiggle room when it comes to his cooldowns and what he can do with them. Whereas with that Mei, with that Anna, with that Hanzo, with whoever it may be, you really have to be precise. If you miss a single cooldown, you lose the fight.
Oh yeah,
So
like the
Red's a
sleep
little-
dart, it's so punishing. It's so satisfying to get off, but if you miss it, you have to wait such a long time for another one to be up. And the Doomfist just annihilates you because he has that one shot, one punch combination where you can just go straight into a wall and then suddenly you're back at spawn and you're kind of blinking, wondering exactly how the hell you managed to end up back there.
So what do you think really is going to happen here on this attack?
I think the Capybaras are going to walk
Pirate
into.
ship.
Oh no, they were going to walk into a Bastion, but no, they're going to walk into Yeet on this Doomfist, and they're still sticking with this idea. It's so stubborn that Bobby on this Mei is going to shut the Doomfist down, and we've seen it before. It hasn't happened, and Yeet already. Look at this. The skill in the Doomfist, you can really get creative where exactly you end up. He's
Oh,
sliding
man.
all the way over the roof, and he's
Just
already in the
waiting.
front line.
He was just waiting for those cooldowns to come back, man. That's nasty.
Yeah, suave and sophisticated. There's a reason he has a suit skin.
There he is. There he goes. Once again, using the punches and everything just to get around the map in a beautiful way. But a huge hook dish. Variat, however, able to stay alive. Beautiful healing on the opposite side from short map to keep him alive. Yeet once again into the back line. Going to be able to take out Apollo there. Dill and Hot Dish are all going to fall. That is a problematic situation. They will have the ice block on the point, but that is really just, you know, a bit of a placeholder. As we're going to see about as quick of a first point push from the Bulldogs as we did the first time through.
That we are. They've still got 2 minutes almost in the clock. Bobby is going to be coming up to this Blizzard. Apollo is going to have a dragon, but
Oh,
Vectra
man.
out and down to Yeet. They're not dealing with the Doomfist. They need to start.
That they do. Yeet once again looking to go into tear. He is met by a Roadhog and ooh, 1.0 is able to find the Yeet as he's dropping out over the edge, but not able to find the kill, which is not the same story for the Bulldogs as Cubes able to basically just take out the res from Dill as Apollo goes to the grazing
Behind
back.
them. This feels like it's just repeating the same thing over and over again, but Yeet is behind them. He looks for the punch. He doesn't actually manage to get it onto the one that he was looking for, but it doesn't matter. Cubes has his back. Gets both of the supports.
And it's this beautiful two-pronged attack where if you were looking out the front, Yeet's in the back, but the second you turn to deal with Yeet, you just open the door for Cubes.
I don't think I've ever seen the Hanzo arrow and dragon get cancelled by a Doomfist punch, but that is exactly what I just witnessed right here.
If you're able to get it in the animation before he throws the arrow from the drawstring, but he's already begun to pull it back, you can cancel that animation with a stun.
Oh, Yeet is gonna be smiling with that one. He's from as well. This Doomfist, he's just running amok at the moment. If you try and deal with Yeet, you're not dealing with Cubes. If you're not dealing with Cubes, you're not dealing with Doggle. If you're not dealing with Doggle, you're not dealing with Strike It. There's just so many from the Bulldogs that are just getting free reign because of this Doomfist.
Oh man, and for all the points to go up against the Bastion, this might be the best one because you get that first bit of payload movement for free. You're able to sit behind the payload on that hill, and the Bastion's not able to get to you, but Yeet can get to you as he gets the supercharger and its holder. Easily able to take them out within this fight. The Valkyrie Mercy Dill trying to get the res there, but has to back out of the fight. Going back in, but not able to secure that res. Now it's a Mercy in trouble in the hot zone. Able to find Doggle, however, Battle Mercy not going out without a fight. Dill doing a beautiful job of using the opposing Doomfist momentum against him.
Yeah,
looks
you
like
can
we
be
will have a bit
really
more
annoying
success.
and just survive so long on that point. However, it's not really gonna matter if you are just lying with your back on the ground.
Not at all. And there goes Dill, finally Variant, able to silence those wings of justice. You do see Hot Dish there, switching off onto the Diva, able to keep a decent health bank there, but going to be very difficult playing against Doggle's Zarya, because in these big brawly fights, Doggle is consistently getting above 70% charge.
Well, the Zarya Diva matchup is an odd one because Zarya gets so much charge from the Diva because she's hitbox. and D.Va can only eat the grab. Juggle doesn't have a grab, he just used it. Why do you have a D.Va? You want the Roadhog, you want the sustain, but Yeet is just getting all of them!
Yeet! Be gentle. Does not
There are
look like the
children
Bulldogs
watching.
want to give any mercy today. They
Oh,
said, you
I
know
feel
what,
like this
y'all
is
wanted a 4-0, y'all can have a 4-0.
just
They
not
didn't
quite the way that
specify-
the capybaras were wanting, I'm sure.
You know what those really dark genie movies say? You know, be careful what you wish for. It may not always be what it seems. And right now, it looks like the 4-0 might come true.
I mean, if
The
Yeet
winner's gonna
continues
tame.
playing the way he is, and capybaras continue running with this idea that I still have no idea where people get it from, may is a counter to Doomfist. Because we're
Well-
not seeing her being played as the counter to Doomfist either. Like, you can see, okay, well maybe if he tries to punch in, you put in a wall and separate him. That's not happening. Well, maybe if he punches in, you try to freeze him. That's not happening.
I think that the conditions may be similar to what you said earlier. I am slowly but surely beginning to get into the same camp of, do they have an ample Sombra player?
Well, you don't need an ample Sombra player, that's the thing. Any old Sombra will do, you just have to get near the Doomfist and hack him. You don't have to hit the shots, you don't have to sleep him, you don't have to freeze him, you don't have to flashbang him, you just have to exist, essentially. It doesn't matter if you don't manage to get an EMP up every single fight, because he's not gonna be around to get hit by that EMP. We've seen him, he's so mobile, he's all over the place, he's all over the map, he's so hard to pin down.
That he is. He's using some of the. I mean, that rollout from the first point on Junkertown, where he used every cooldown he had, got himself up onto the roof, and kind of rode that roof long enough so that when he dropped off of the other side, he had all of his cooldowns back.
Not
that was
only
insane.
that, yeah, I mean, you see the Doomfists do it. It's the sort of play that you see on Li Jiang on Gardens when the Doomfist meteor strikes up to the very top of that tower, and then he has all the downwards momentum with that slam and can pretty much instant one-shot anybody. Like, Doomfist, he really has just such a high skill ceiling. I've seen him be used to hit Pharahs, where they use the uppercut to get up into the air and then they just slam across, and the Pharah is out of the sky before you can blink. I've seen them just parkour their way all over the map to get towards the backline and grab the supports. It's insane what you can do with this guy, and Iconfold, it has a Doomfist rollout where you see it sometimes with the Pharah. You go around the right side and you just go all the way around the back. You don't have to worry about that choke, you just have to worry about getting your cooldowns correctly. And I don't know, he seems like the Doomfist who would appear to manage that.
He does indeed. I wonder if, you know, if Capybara had a nickel for every time they said Geets in the back line, I feel like they'd have a pretty penny at this point.
Yeah, I feel like they would most definitely have a small heap of riches at the moment. It's surely become something that's just a little bit oversaid in the comms. The supports being like Yeets in the backline. The grass is green, the sky is blue. Yeets in our
Geets
backline.
in the back line.
It's just the statement, you know. It's just the truth at this point, because Yeet is always in the backline even if he's not in the backline. If he's not in the backline, he's coming into your backline. And if he isn't coming into your backline, he's already in it.
Look at this. What? What is Yeet doing?
Yeah, welcome to what Doomfists can do. Have you never seen this? Doomfist can do this really cool rollout where he can go over the roofs and he can set here. Winston's can do it too. You see it happen sometimes on the upside of a Dorado defense. Winston's jump from the red building, land onto the spawn ceiling, and just hang there, and then get the jump down.
I have seen that one. I have not seen this rollout on Iconfold.
Yes. So Widows can do this as well. Widows can grapple up and they can actually just negate all of the roofs and go around the back. I think they know that he's there. It doesn't matter, he's gonna get the kill anyway!
Vextra unable to contest, move, blink, think, or do anything as he gets ambushed by Yeet there in the beginning of that fight. But a huge anti-nade opens up the window. It's not necessarily a door. Striker able to keep himself alive. Yeet coming in big on the kill into Apollo as Apollo was getting ready to do some work into the back line of the Bulldogs. Capybara is now able to gain themselves some valuable space, but they are pushing into a high charge Zarya. That early Nano boost coming out from Dill onto Bear there. Gonna allow them to get the kill onto Striker, but the healing is no longer there on point. It's just a Mei and a Zarya. There you go, Dill able to finally get himself some access onto the point. And some beautiful healing from Short Mac. Keeps Doggle not only alive, but nano boosted, high charge Zarya killing machine. And there you go, able to find 2 kills as they will be able to get the defense. They will be able to reset, to set themselves back up.
Oh, not even a single tick was given over. We do finally see Apollo onto the McCree, but I would still much prefer to see a Sombra. However, as I said, that Yeet is taken down, so maybe finally we're going to see Yeet get countered.
Except they were like, don't worry about the Doomfist, he's not in the backline, he's dead. So like, Zarya in the backline!
Well, if you don't have to worry about Yeet, then you apparently have to worry about Doggle. Doggle, who you should be worried about because Doggle has a grab and Yeet has a Meteor Strike. He might just use that straight out of spawn. Or, you know, he'll take a nap.
Not to mention that Doggle's currently sitting at 67% charge on the Zarya. They're going to go ahead and wall them off, use that integral cooldown, but then throw out the Blizzard as they're coming around the building. High Noon comes out from Q off to the side. It is able to find Bear as Yeet and Doggle push their weight and finish out things here on the point.
And Doggle still has this grab. We've seen it before, we saw it on Junker Time. Most of all, Doggle really does hold on to these grabs until he feels that the team needs it, and he doesn't need to put it in. Yeet is still picking up these kills. Apollo was on the McCree. He managed to get the pick off onto Yeet once, but he needs to keep doing it over and over again. Vectra does have the Sandbarrow, but you don't want to put in a Sandbarrow just because there's a Doomfist in your backline.
Oh! There's a Doomfist asleep in your backline. They are able to get that final kill.
That they are, but they're all just stuck up in the grab. Grab from their own side comes out, so maybe this will finally be defense properly broken over, but as I said, the Nano comes onto the Reinhardt. Bulldogs are still fighting.
But the Shatter, he's not able to find what he needs as he gets stunned as he shatters, so he's not able to get any follow-up damage onto that huge crowd control there. Doggle's gonna take Bobby Smiles out of the fight, but Bear absolutely going crazy here. Looks like we got the Bear from the Revenant down here playing Reinhardt as he decides to wipe the floor with the enemy team. They will get the point, but once again, following true to the first map, they can only take it with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeet's still in the back.
Of course he is. Where else?
He's
Where would you
all
expect Yeet to
the
be?
way in the back, and I mean,
Did he spawn at their spawn room? Is that what happened?
I don't know. Did the Overwatch think that he was in a different corner? He's looking to do this Doomfist flank that I talked about earlier, I think. There he is. He's going for it now. This is the Doomfist flank in action. He's wrapping around this side, and he gets it off.
Yeah. He also gets a bit of a distraction when Cubes is gonna walk to the top of this tower, pop off a couple of easy shots, and Dill is done. And now Yeet's gonna go in and try and find himself a couple of free kills. Nothing there. He notices that it's not a very good situation. He gets right back out. Beautiful bubble coming in from Hot Dish to completely nullify the Shatter from Striker there at the beginning of that fight. But Doggos and Short Matt still able to find a couple of kills as the Meteor Strike comes in from Yeet. Looking to follow, there's a High Noon coming up from the top. Is not able to find any kills. Has to use that shot as quickly as possible. As Hot Dish goes ahead and uses his Graviton, allowing for Bobby to go ahead and break in a couple of kills, build up a little bit of Volt Charge. And Apollo in the backline fighting a hard Peacekeeper there as Cubes goes ahead and lands every shot onto that Doomfist. Bobby Smiles putting up the wall, trying to get out, but Cubes once again proving that when it comes to hit scan, Cubes has been, well, superior.
Yeah, well, Yeet has just been spawn camping there, and finally we see this Sombra come from Bobby. We've seen it in passing on Hanamura, but I really do hope he sticks with it. I don't care if he's a subpar Sombra, I just want to see Yeet hacked up. That's the Capybara's win condition at the moment. Make sure that Yeet cannot play Overwatch.
Let's see what they're able to do with this. Bobby Smiles on that Sombra. Apollo going across the top, trying to find... Oh! Vexra gets a cheeky little boop onto Variant to start things off. Now you've lost that Baptiste, you've lost that Immortality field. So they are going to have to back up to the bridge, but this is where Vexra is going to be able to find himself a couple of kills. But no, on the backswing, Striker able to find the kill.
Well, this is just Bulldogs grouping up. They do have the ultimates on their side, and Capybaras, they can kind of tell this is going to be the last fight, the last massacre.
Yeah, there was a lot of ultimates there. We saw Nano Boost, we saw Graviton, we saw Strike, we saw Deadeye. I think we saw 2 Hammer Downs, actually.
We did indeed. We saw one from there, and we saw one from Striker. The one from Striker pick up just a little bit more. Bobby has only got that 50% to go for the EMP, not really making much of noise on the Sombra. Apollo is going to have that Meteor Strike, and Vexra will have the Sign Barrier. Coalescence has to be popped just for them to get to the point.
Oh, but Dill taking advantage of the fact, or sorry, Yeet taking advantage of the fact that Dill can't use the Wraith form on that Moira. Able to take him out of the fight pretty quickly. There's Apollo trying to go after this high charge Zarya, but Doggle able to get the better end of that fight. He returns to the payload to help Striker out. Hot Dish, however, going to find the kill, so you'll see a high charge Zarya run away for a little bit, try to at least, but Bobby does get that hack, and now Bobby has that EMP coming into this next fight.
Well, there will be a contest. I'm pretty sure you do have IQs just waiting around the corner. No! They're gonna pull back. They're gonna give up point B. They're gonna pull around the corner. Wise decision, I would say, but they could have engaged. They could have maybe tried to get that EMP out from Bobby. Because 1 minute, you're not really gonna have much chance to build another EMP after this one gets used.
Definitely, and we've seen Bobby kind of have a slower EMP charge than you do see a lot of Sombras. Takes his time with that ultimate. There goes the Graviton, however, taking no time. Hot Dish, EMP to pair. Bobby, however, get taken out by cubes, but the kills are flooding in for the Capybaras. The Bulldogs not able to hold on to this defense as they do bait out and get out that Deadeye, which grabs nothing. Cubes gets himself a consolation, gets himself 2. He's a nano boosted McCreasy, and Yeet able to get back into the battle now, getting himself 1 kill, looking to get the kill there onto Bear as Bear gets the charge, taking him off the point, but into the kill feed.
Well, Bear needs to pull out and pull out fast. He's not gonna make it. iCubes denies that one. Bobby is off the Sombra and onto the Tracer. How long have you been waiting to use that pun?
I've been looking for a couple situations.
Okay, well, here's one. Well, Bear is gonna have to grin and bear it because he's gonna be sitting back in spawn waiting for this shatter to be of use. He does finally make it back into the fight. Dill is gonna have this coalescence before we're gonna see that just pop straight away. Trying to get to this point, trying to keep his team alive with Doggle's grab.
There goes a beautiful immortality field, but isn't taken out. There goes Doggle's grab, looking to fill or take out the rest of the team. Coalescence comes through, does find itself 1, but Short Matt and Striker are looking to even the scales here. Striker gets taken out by Dill there at the very end. Cubes has that Deadeye, looking for a good chance to use it. Isn't able to take himself out of the fight just yet. Comes back from spawn, pops the Deadeye, does find Bobby Smiles, taking out that pesky Tracer as the amplification matrix hits the payload. This allows Cubes to output massive amounts of damage on that McCree. Beautiful punch goes in to keep that Hammond away as the overtime ticker continues to tick. Respawn advantage still with the defenders. The big shatter comes through. The Hammond gets killed. Hot Dish gets punched into a wall. And they will not get the 3rd point.
Well, they got further than we probably both thought they would.
Score 0.
Yeet has just been unstoppable on this Doomfist.
Yeah, there really has not been much of an answer from the Capybaras
Initiating match.
when it comes to Yeet on this Doomfist, and I have a feeling that, you know, it's a different scenario. If you get all 3 points and the Bulldogs come back and push it through really quick, oh, cool, fine and dandy. I get to try and push again, though. But in this situation, if the Bulldogs blow through Eichenwald similarly to how they got through Junktown, you know, there will be no play again. That'll be it.
That will be it. That would be game. That would be the 4-0 that the Capybaras were thinking would be happening on their side, and not the other way around. We're gonna see. I don't think Barra's gonna stick with them. This isn't put into 2-2-2. but I highly doubt that you're gonna have your main tank going onto that DPS role.
Attackers.
Let's see what we've got from the defenders.
They are. They're gonna have Bear on the Symmetra. They're going to stick with
Huh.
this. This is the anti-Yeet composition. This is as soon as he comes through that choke, he's gonna get turreted up. He's gonna get slowed. He's then gonna get deleted by Bobby. Works on paper. Then you remember that Yeet is one of those Doomfists who can pretty much get anywhere without having to go through any choke. He's not gonna
Yeah,
become.
as I recall, he was floating on rooftops earlier.
Yeah, you know, Doomfist is a lot like Batman. He's normally brooding over a rooftop somewhere, at least when Yeet plays him. He is, look, he's going for that rollout again. This is a really nice rollout. He's all the way in the back, and no one on the side of Capybara is any the wiser.
Yep, and that's where all those turrets you set up don't really matter.
Yeah, and Yeet, he's just having the time of his life at the moment. He's looking over, he's like, yeah, I can jump that.
Oh, he's
And
going
in
for
a couple of
something
seconds,
flashy. Oh,
he
look at
goes.
that. Beautiful play from Yeet. If he gets slept, bubbled, but slept the second he gets in. Now he's flashbanged, and they're able to get it. Beautiful play and shot call. I have to guess from Dill, the Ana from back on point, able to see that Doomfist coming in from on high. Able to call it out to her team. Bobby as well, go rotating around the clock tower to get into the back line to take cubes out of the fight. Extra following up with the kill onto Striker, and now we're seeing the Bulldogs run into a bit of a tricky situation. This is the first real defensive push we've seen the Capybaras mount against this Doomfist.
We have Yeet. He's gonna go for once again the same wrap. No, he's gonna go for a little bit of a different one. He's actually gonna come in over the top, dodges the turrets though. He manages to land up on that bridge. He's going near the health pack, gets a couple of finger gun punches in. Not quite the slams that he's looking for though.
There we go. The nano booster being sounded off. Hot Dish does have the nano 79%, looking for the whole hog. They will use that Symmetra shield to mitigate any damage that they could throw in. There goes the supercharger, but the shatter gets in front of the Orisa shield, but the amplification matrix absolutely shreds Striker there at the end. And with that supercharger still online, it's going to be an easy win of the team fight for the rest of Capybaras. Bulldogs not able to really find a foot to stand on, but there it is. Doggle able to get a super high charge, able to get the kill onto Apollo and push everybody back into that small little doorway. The Graviton comes out. The only person that can contest is Bobby Smiles, and he's off to the side with the Deadeye, but there's a shield in the way. They're not able to be hold point A, and now with 4 minutes and 17 seconds and I believe 4 kills in the kill feed for Yeet, we will see the Bulldogs move on.
Yeah, Yeet shows the McCree the door after that Deadeye runs out. Just instant slam in the face. Look at him. He's already at the spawn.
He gets
Oh,
slapped.
Yeet. Just being a little bit cocky there. He is slowly but surely being found out in all of the little places and nooks and crannies that he likes to hide around by Dill, who's managing to get the sleep on him almost every single time that he gets found out. So massive props to the Ana there. It will be Shortmat with the Nano. Doggle did use Grav in the last engagement, so he's a little bit away from that one. Vectra drops the amplification matrix down right in front of the payload. So much damage coming through there. But it doesn't matter because Yeeta's just picking up all of the kills, and if he doesn't manage to confirm them, then Cubes is absolutely huge from both of these supports, and Yeet once again just waiting on this high ground for anyone who dares try to contest this payload. Yeet once again looking for these cheeky picks. Still has the Nano. Striker is gonna have the shadow. They can keep pushing this. I don't think they even need the ultimate. They're gonna put it in anyway. It goes straight into Bear's shield. And it's all blue in the kill feed. Doggle has got the grab. He's gonna have it in case anybody is able to contest from the Capybaras, but I think it's gonna be game, set, and match 4-0. It's just the stagger picks coming in. The Capybara's last hurrah as they try to get something done with this. but they're just dropping left and right and center. Q's managed to pick up Heptish. Striker gets the kill onto Bear. Juggle doesn't want to be left out and gets Apollo, and that is game. That will be the 4-0 to the Bulldogs.
There we go.
Oh, that was a rough one for the Capybaras.
Man, you come into this thinking that you're gonna grab the 4-0 and you get 4-0'd.
Yep, that's not a position anybody wants to be in. Also, apparently Yeet is gonna be the one that we get to speak to, so I'm excited for this one.
Yeet!
And also, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be anybody else. They popped off, they played their hearts out, the tanks were amazing, the supports were amazing, but come on, you have to give MVP to Yeet.
Yeah, the MVP votes are already rolling in from team members saying, "Give it to Yeet, he deserves it." Because he does. He played absolutely out of his mind there.
I mean, the Doomfist, the rollouts, the flanks, just being the not annoying fawn because you weren't a fawn, you were just the silent but deadly killer in the Capybara's midst.
I'm super excited to see him. Before we talk to Yeet, however, I do want to give a huge shout out to both the Bulldogs and the Capybaras for coming out and competing. You know, it's always great to see these teams play and, you know, high level play, and you could tell that both teams are having fun the whole time. Even though the Capybaras may have lost, I believe it when Dill said that win or lose, they were going to have fun.
Well, Bear was on the Symmetra, and I mean, if that doesn't show that you're having fun, what does? Have your main tank on Sim, you know? Every once in a while, let them run free and not just be constrained to hammering away or putting a shield down. Let them have the laser.
I know as an Outlaws fan, I've been wanting that from Muma for quite some time.
Oh yeah, he's teased it before, and he's always been a teaser, but he's never actually committed. I'm not the biggest fan of the Titans, but I will put my hands up and admit that I enjoy seeing bumpers switch onto the hands of every once in a while. That being said, it must be rough being a Houston fan, because are they out of Overwatch League now?
Say again?
Are the Houston Outlaws out of Overwatch League, or is that the Valiant? I always get the two green ones mixed up.
No, the Houston Outlaws are still in it. Yeah,
Hey,
we're definitely still in it. I've already bought tickets for the homestand weekend for next season here.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm thinking of going to the homestand in London.
I'm thinking about, me and a couple of friends are thinking about making a Euro trip and going out to Paris. For
That one would definitely be a special one. But I hear the ding. I do believe that we have a Yeet with us right now.
Hello, hello.
How appropriate. Ladies and gentlemen, you at home can't see this, but his name on Discord is just, it is the definition of his Doomfist play. The bandit of the backline bandit. It's Yeet himself.
I do enjoy farming some backlines.
I mean, you could definitely tell with the way that you were playing that Doomfist. The rollouts, the how long have you spent practicing to get the Icon Vault one down?
It's hard to say. I have like roughly 200 hours on the character, and I've dedicated a fair amount of time to just working on rollout mechanics and like 125 slam spots. I was clowning a little bit too hard in the Eichenwald game. I probably could have played it a little bit safer, but it's just so fun.
Well, you wouldn't count it either. Apparently, the Capybaras think that the May was going to be reason enough for the Doomfist to back down. They didn't actually really want to run as Sombra. Was that surprising? Were you kind of expecting to get to the backline, cause quite a bit of ruckus, and then maybe halfway through the game run into a Mexican with a nail gun aimed at your face?
Yeah, for sure. They did bust out the Sombra a few times, but I have a fair amount of experience playing into Sombras, and you can kind of play safe enough to not really get punished by it. But yeah, they kind of just let me do whatever I wanted to.
Unless you were taking a nap. Though there were some nice little sleeps from Dill, and I take it as soon as you saw that kind of CC coming up on the screen, you were panicking a little bit.
It's not even really panic. It's more of just acceptance that she earned it. Go next. But their Hanzo was actually doing a pretty decent job of pressuring me out and forcing me to kind of run around and not get sonicked and pick up health packs because he was chipping me down from a distance.
Yeah,
So,
Apollo seemed
kudos
to
to
like
him.
taking that the 1v1 matchup, especially on Junkertown. There was kind of like a little bit where you guys were feeling each other out.
That
Mhm,
standoff towards the end of point 2 where you got trapped up in the high ground. And he was just jumping from opening to opening, peppering in arrows. Was quite enjoyable to watch.
That was
tango,
an
if you will.
absolutely crazy shot that he hit. Kudos to him for sure.
I mean, like, we were actually commenting, we were saying that you were like, the bane of the Capybara's life, and that no one wanted to be locked in the corridor alone with you, because you do see the hands are just kind of going, well, maybe I'll go in. No, I don't want to go in. Can somebody else deal with him, please?
Don't put me in a small pace with Doomfist, please.
Like, why do you think Doomfist finds so much value in a kind of kamikaze playstyle where you just chuck yourself in, get maybe a couple of punches off, and then chuck yourself back out?
Well, in the current state of the game, it's pretty difficult to punish Doomfist, especially when he's receiving bubbles pretty much on cooldown. Shout outs to Doggle for that one. But yeah, he's also probably the best character in the game for punishing mistakes, and at levels of play below the very upper echelon, everyone's making mistakes constantly. So it's tough game.
Tough game indeed. Well, you definitely made it easier for your team, and I can say, both myself and Steelo, without a doubt, that you are most definitely well deserving of the viewers' MVP. So congratulations on that,
Very
well
much so.
earned.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
And do you have any words out there for your adoring fans?
Nerf Widowmaker.
You heard it here first, folks. Nerf Widowmaker. So if we see the grapple cooldown increased yet more times, or the ultimate just kind of reduced to the hands of one sonic arrow, can we blame you?
What about that? Throw that in there.
Well, how would you nerf Widowmaker then? What would you say? Like, what would you suggest? How would you change the French sniper if you could?
I think if she got too powerful, the first thing that I would do is I would make a minute increase into the charge time. How long it takes for her to get a full charge shot.
Oh yeah, fully charged
Therefore,
Widow
if I'm
headshot
forcing
can just
Widowmakers
instantly
to be
rip your skull
exposed
out.
for a little bit longer. You know, if they want to hold that head glitch, they have to hold it for another half second, which might just allow Lahanzo to pull his string back, or, you know, the Doomfist to get around the corner, whatever it may be.
I would say that's a fair change. Well, coming out of the goats meta. Oh no, wait, no, he's gone. we've lost a Yeet.
I guess he yeeted on out of here. He's got places to be.
Yeah, he's got places to be, rooftops to brood over. Those
Line to bandit.
corners. I mean, I'm gonna have PTSD. I'm gonna be lying awake in bed at night looking at my bedroom corner going, is there a Doomfist behind her? Is it safe to walk into the corridor to my kitchen?
Hey man, as long as you stay in open spaces and learn how to hack things, you'll be good.
Can we just call it the Yeetening today's game? Because I feel that fits.
Yeah, that works
Just
for me.
Bulldogs versus Capybaras version 2, the Yeetening.
The yeeting.
Rated R for gratuitous violence.
Oh man.
I
Yeah,
mean, some of those scenes, you don't want to let your children watch those at home.
Yeah, some of it was rough, but you know what? Both teams really came out swinging. Each team had their moments. It just so happened that Yeet had a lot of moments
Well, every dog has his day, and today's was apparently the Bulldogs. But kudos to the Capybaras. They did hang in there. They didn't entirely crumble. You did see a couple of signs of life. They got some nice plays off. Apollo getting those really nice flick shots. It's hard going up against a Doomfist who's able to be that mobile, who knows exactly what he's doing, and you can tell the 200+ hours of practice that went into to Yeet's playstyle.
Definitely. And you know what else this means? This means that the score, the record, the history of the Bulldogs versus the Capybaras is now 1-1. So next time that these two teams meet, it will be to like it'll pretty much be to decide which one of us
Best
is
of three.
okay?
Yeah, it's like when you lose at rock paper scissors the first time, you say, okay, we'll go a second, and then you the other person wins, and then you go, okay, best of 3.
Yeah, and then you're like 5 out of 7, no, 7 out of 9. And, you know, you just keep
on going all the way
That
up
might
until like
just be
9,570.
Don't tell anyone.
I have a feeling that for the next time, Capybaras are gonna maybe be practicing their Sombra, because they did try to run that hero a couple of times, but not really to much success, unfortunately. But if you enjoyed that one, do be sure to leave, well, the Twitch equivalent of a YouTube like, or indeed come check us out at YouTube. We can promise that the Capybaras versus the Bulldogs the last time didn't go quite so doomfisty, if that is indeed now a word, a description. It went a little bit more pharmacy, but the Capybaras, they pulled it off that time. The Bulldogs, they pulled it off today, and I do believe that is, unfortunately, our time is up, Stilo.
It is. But hey, you know what? I think we've had a blessed evening. It's been a great night of Overwatch. You know, huge shout out, of course, to Star Esports and Refused for putting on this beautiful production. Thank you for helping me cast everything.
Thank you for being the one with the worst puns this time. Normally that's on the other foot.
You know what? My pun guns are always locked and loaded, so. You know.
Well, I preferred to throw my punches closer to the face, and I don't know, you definitely was the better puller of the punches today.
I'm stretching for him now. I'm stretching.
You're definitely stretching for them now. But it's okay. The stretchier the pun, the cringier and better at it. That's the rule, I think.
Anyway, we're keeping you guys for way too long, so please don't forget to follow Star Esports on Twitter, join the Discord if you haven't gotten there, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, subscribe on Twitch if you can. You know, get everything, support these guys because they're bringing you so much awesome Overwatch, and they will have more for you. But if you don't follow, you're not gonna know when.
Yeah, and if you don't come talk to us on Discord, however are you gonna lecture to get better puns? We don't bite. We're nice people, right?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. And
yeah, I like to think that I'm a nice person.
From Star Esports, from Got Moxie, and from myself, Shadow24, thank you guys so much for tuning in.